We are currently at the TSCO headquarters. We're getting everything ready for the last final touches for the Parker 425, which is the first Best in Desert race of the season. I am now in charge of prepping both trucks, which is fine with me. I mean, it's a little more work on the plate, but totally doable.
I think our plan this year is the same. As far as the races go, we'll do the Big Five, which are these 5 races starting at Parker. I've been doing this now for 20 years. We've had the really up seasons and the really down seasons. In the 3 years that I've been on with Mark and Gary, we've had pretty good seasons. Every race that we are in, we're contending. It's really all that we can ask for as the guys at the race shop and the volunteers on the team is to go out and contend.
You know, obviously we've done well at this race, and they've done it for a long time, and I think they just love the race. You know, they love the town, they love the terrain and everything that it throws at us. You know, they're able to, battle through it, and just always had solid finishes at Parker over the years.
I think qualifying at Parker is really important. It's a pretty difficult course to pass on. You might follow a limited car for 20, 30 miles before you have a chance to get up on them and get around them. If you qualify deep in the field and you race faster than those guys, you're going to be dealing with in that first lap what the guys out front don't have to deal with. So they end up putting 5-6 minutes on you in a lap. Now you're forced to go and try to make that up.
We struggled with that last year a little bit, and it probably eventually cost us the race. It's tough, you got to be on your toes. We're closing in on these cars so fast, and it's pretty scary. You gotta be on the ball the whole time. Both trucks are more than prepared and ready to go for this race.
So we're here at the 2015 Parker 425 in beautiful sunny Parker, Arizona. Getting ready to go out and qualify. I'll be qualifying the new T1 TSCO Racing in-house build. And Gary's going to be qualifying the number 98 Geyser. This will be the second to the last race on the Geyser truck. We have another one of our trucks being built in-house.
This 98 truck was super fast in the last season. Some of the results didn't turn out like we wanted them to because of failures mechanically, but it's super fast. I think this type of terrain will be good.
It's nice and warm here today. It's probably going to be 80 degrees, a very slight breeze. Happy would be top 10, top 15, both trucks.
It's pretty tough to be up front at Parker. The pace is so fast, you don't know what's going on behind you, so I almost don't want to qualify too well, but still be up towards the front.
I think this is going to be a good track for this truck. It's got a lot better mechanical grip, a lot better steering than any of the trucks I've ever had, so I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know the truck that well yet. I'm going to try and be a little bit conservative in qualifying probably. We just need to go out and put the 425 miles behind us on Saturday, get some good seat time in the truck, really in preparation for the Mint 400.
We've got second place here, I don't know, between Class 1 back in the days and Trophy Truck. Between Mark and I, we've got second like probably 5 times here.
Last year was double heartbreak. We had a mystery flat. The tire change took us about 4 minutes, and we lost the race by 32 seconds. I've gotten second at Parker a couple times, and got third place hurt pretty bad. So then we followed it up with the Mint, and we were leading that race with 18 miles to go and broke a 12-set part that put us down for 3 hours. So yeah, it's definitely a tough year last year for me. But we've got new blood this year. We got the new truck, and that's got me really excited. I think we can see good things this year.
For us, one of these 2 trucks winning the race is going to be successful. I don't want to get second. I don't want to get third.
Gary's going off 3rd, and Mark is going off 21st. We really want to get top 5. We don't want to be one of the first 2 trucks. Just because there's a lot of gotchas out here, we'd rather let them get them first. But I want to get out there and have some fun.
race of the year. 240 entrants. TSCO back here is a favorite. They've got 2 trucks running, and I want to wish them the best. There you go.
Got the Abe Lincoln going.
There's a lot of carnage right off the bat. You're driving in the dust, you're driving into the sun, you can't see, you don't take chances. The last thing you want to do is go ruin your vehicle the first lap and not make it the rest of the way, because you have to be there in the end in order to win.
car that started ahead of us had a pretty good gap. We never really got close to them, so that helped. We weren't, constantly in the dust. Pretty close call with the graph truck. They had just changed a flat and their co-driver jumped in and it kind of pointed themselves out in the middle of the course. We kind of went door to door with them for a second and we said a couple expletives, but I mean, we got through that clean and we didn't get a flat.
very conservative. I could almost say it was too conservative. That being said, Mark had caught us in the first lap, and he started 4 minutes behind us. So we kind of questioned how fast we were going. Coming into the Python, when we came into the first pit, he was literally 300 yards behind us.
Made it to the main pit. You know, we were actually really close with Gary, you know, physically pitting at the same exact time. So I'm sure that was pretty exciting for our crew. Pretty nerve-wracking as well.
I think it was a minute 7. They dumped both trucks, changed 4 tires.
They got us both out, and we were probably 30 seconds behind Gary.
Nice job, boys. Nice job. Yeah, thank you, guys. That was nice, all stacked up. Got her done.
We kind of all as a group right there, you know, cruising in the pits at 25, came up with the idea that, you know, they just need to go do their thing, and, you know, if we do catch him, we'll let him know. If he's going to run the pace that he wants to run, and we can stay out of his dust and we can just take each other to the finish, then that's fine. But if, you know, if one of us is going to hold the other one up, then we want to give that person the best chance. By the end of Shea Road, there's a hard left that goes down into the wash. We were in his dust pretty good right there. Even then going up Osborne, it was like, holy crap, you know, we're catching him pretty fast. We need to say something to him. It was a hard thing for us to do. I know it was hard for Mark, you know, trying to tell his brother to pull over, but I felt that it was something that was necessary at that time.
We let him go, and then he continued to push. We stepped it up a little bit, and within, I believe it was 80 miles, they had put 2 minutes on us.
We didn't want to hold them up, so we put on a pretty good pace going up that wash and seemed to pull away from them pretty good. We had got to midway and got some time splits, and we were doing really well on directed time overall leaders. I believe we were in the top 3 overall at that point, which is mile 250. Literally 3 miles after midway, Mark said, like, I feel a vibration in the left rear. 30 seconds later, we come around a corner and the whole wheel and everything just gives out and we dive down.
Oh, Matt. That ain't time, dude. That's worse. Whatever it was, finally fucking let go.
And then, you know, we get off the course and get out of harm's way and get back there like I'm changing a normal flat, and there's, you know, there's no wheel, there's no wheel studs, there's, you know, a mangled hubcap that's gone, and so it ended up shearing a couple of the studs and bending multiple other ones, and the hubcap was gone, it's leaking gear oil everywhere, you know, and so one of those things, you know, I mean, it happens so fast you kind of don't even have time to react. Killing it, you're, you know, top 3, and then all of a sudden you're pretty much day is over with.
At the point we saw Brian and Mark on the side of the road, it was kind of like pass the torch. It's me and you, Gary. The whole team's weight is on our shoulders. Me and Gary just were clicking in the zone, pushing the car. I was excited, thinking that this is, I mean, we've got a really good pace going. There was a lot of fast sections. The third lap, I looked down and I saw 110 to 115 half the time. We're gonna do it, it's gotta be everything we have. Me and Gary put our heads down. I don't even think I took a drink of water the whole last lap. It was that focused, in the zone. It was a dogfight. When we've crossed the finish line, I was excited because we had it on time. It actually took Gary a few minutes to literally unplug himself from being just so focused, so in the zone. I was ecstatic. I mean, it was a crazy feeling knowing that you weren't the first finisher, but you came from behind, you went against the odds. Everyone knows that we're gonna be there in the end, and it was nice to know that, you know, we pushed, we made it happen, and we took the victory.
Hi, I'm Casey Folks at the Mighty Blue Room.
Feels great, man. The way the day started, you know, the truck really didn't feel that great. We didn't feel like we were going that quick, but we also had a plan to take it easy the first lap and just let stuff happen, see what the track looks like. Second lap, we were actually doing pretty good, and it was hammered down, out of shape, stuff flying everywhere. It was fun. No flats. We were really smart, and the whole big rock section, 10-15 mile section, we just tiptoed through there every time. I'm sure we lost time there to people. I mean, the truck definitely had its issues. The throttle was sticking on the last lap, so I burnt the brakes up. But we knew on the last lap, at Midway, our crew told us that if we just go clean, we'll probably get it. I've had so many disappointments at this race, and my brother has too, you know, and he had another one today, unfortunately. But it's pretty awesome to be here.